back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year from this side. Even if January is almost done, well, it doesn't matter. We are still in the new year. Um, so far the new year has been, you know, sloppy. There has been the good days, and I have had the bad days. But regardless, what they agree for anybody. The vibes and everything that we wish for, everything we pray for, all our new year resolutions. I hope that at the end of 2024 we would have achieved, to an extent, a lot. So yeah, for this video and like subsequent videos, like 2 to 3 subsequent videos, I am going to be talking with a few of my friends, people I know, acquaintances. Yes, I'm going to be speaking with a few of them, and for the focus for now, it is the black victimhood. And let me give a quick synopsis on what we are going to be talking about, so you guys have an idea. So being a student of history and international relations, I have been able to see, read, learn about our history as black people, our history as Africans, our history as Nigerians. And I have seen that, okay, yes, the white guys came and did their stuffs. We've been enslaved, we've been colonized and everything, and now we are here, we are independent, we are free, we are everything we are. But when some things happen, we see and hear stuff like, oh, if the white guys didn't colonize us, we wouldn't be where we are today. Is that really the truth? So yes, I'm going to bring in a few persons to speak on these topics. It's going to be an interactive session with me and them, asking them questions and everything. We really talking about this thing. I'm calling a few persons because I don't know how to sound smart and everything. But yeah, trust you're going to enjoy this episode. So stay tuned, guys, and I hope you really enjoy this topic that I am bringing to you guys. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. See you all when my friends come. Hey guys, so I'm back with the friends that I promised you guys, and with me are two wonderful people who have been like a great part of my life in my academic journey and in school and everything in general. So with me here is
Sapphire
and
Peace.
two of them are very great faces, like I have mentioned. Now we're going to be delving right into the video, and like I said in the introduction, we're looking at being black and the whole victimization that we have created for ourselves. Now, first of all, I'm going to be asking both of them what their idea of victimization is. Now, what do they understand by being victims and everything? So I'll be starting with Sapphire. Can you explain to us in your own words what you understand by victimhood and victimization in general?
Okay, victimhood is just generally the state of being a victim. But in this context, it is this system that people have created, to garner empathy or sympathy for themselves, and it's usually with a very thwarted motive.
A very thwarted motive. Jot things down. So now on to Peace. Can you tell us what you understand by the same thing I asked?
Yeah, so basically, victimhood is just like a narrative that people have created just because they want people to feel sorry for them, or they just want to use it as an excuse to get away with a lot of things.
Thank you guys very much. Now onto the discourse. We have seen certain things on how any little thing that happens, we begin, like the black community in general now and Africans, begin to say, oh, if the white guys had not come, or if we were not slaves in the beginning, then our lives would probably have been better. Now, what do you think of such statements when you hear this? What comes to your mind first?
Okay, so first, I do not regard myself as a black person. Funny enough, if I go to America today, then I'll say, okay, I am black because there is now a color discrimination. But I'm in Nigeria, and in Africa, most of the people look like me. So when we say the black community, most people, first as Nigerians, we like to associate ourselves to trends that don't concern us. Let's start from there. We are not necessarily amongst the black community. Their systems do not work for us. We always like to talk about what colonialism has done to us and what the West has done to us, but we forget to talk about what we are. I believe that we're not doing ourselves anything profitable by always saying, this is what slavery did to us, this is what colonialism did to us. It's very unfair to ourselves because we have not grown. We have not been colonized for the past 60-something years, and nobody in this generation passed through the slave trade. Yes, the slave trade is still occurring in places like maybe Libya, some other countries, you understand? But as Nigerians in particular, we're not experiencing any slave trade, not necessarily anyone that is open to the international community. So we should learn to move away from this. We've already identified these are the problems that are plaguing us as Nigerians. These are the things that we are suffering from. In every discourse, everybody feels like, once you say, because of colonialism, this, because of slavery, this. We always like to claim things that are not true. We always say, slavery built America. If slavery built America, why didn't it build Africa? Because now we start them before them come. You understand? But my advice is that we leave this whole craziness, because it's actually craziness. We've understood that, yes, slavery did this to us, colonialism did this to us, but it has been a long time. Think about other nations that were third world nations, as at the time we were third world nations, like at our independence. Those nations have moved on. Nobody is talking about Japan as a third world nation again. But we're still talking about Nigeria as a third world nation. And ask anybody, ask any lecturer, they will tell you about colonialism. They will tell you about slavery. Why are we not talking? When they tell you about bad leaders, why are we not talking about what we are doing to ourselves every day? So my advice is that we just keep ourselves away from it. And then we like to cry, sorry, but sorry is taking too long. But as African parents, African parents have this habit of, don't say it's because of this you're not doing well. Don't say it's because of this. But ask the African mother why the road is bad. She'll mention the bad governments. Like, those are forms of victimization, right? Or she'll say, you see a white man and you see the way we'll be behaving towards him, as if all white people are bad. Those are aspects of things that are really, 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 really off in our society. And in our best interest, it's good for us to do away with these things.
Thank you very much. Trust me, we are left her. She'll just keep mentioning everything. And now we're going over to Peace, for her to explain to us what she thinks about this whole victimization that we generally, I'm not now going to the black community. I mean, as Africans ourselves too, there are a lot of, should I say, unnecessary victimization that we are playing. So I want her to tell us what she thinks about it.
Okay, so like Sapphire said, she spoke about Africans wanting to play the victim despite everything everybody, the whites, have done to us. Now I remember a lecturer of hers giving us an analogy. I don't support the idea of victimhood. I don't support the idea of they've colonized us, they've done so many things, then we should remain the way we are. She already said it, there are so many people that they colonized and they've moved past whatsoever thing would ever think they would have gotten to. So an analogy our lecturer gave us was, if a car hits someone and the accident resulted into the person breaking his legs, breaking his hand, not having eyesight, being deaf, being dumb and everything, and we expect the person to move on. In the actual sense, the person is going to move on, actually, because you wouldn't continue to say, because I had this accident, then I'm going to remain like this, I'm going to die like this. I'm not saying the person shouldn't feel sorry, shouldn't feel bad rather. But what I'm just saying is that because of that single incident, you shouldn't say your life is over and everything, and that should be applicable to. I'm peculiar about Nigeria because I don't know, it is my country. I'm not, but I just love this country a lot. But the idea of the whites have done this, they've done that, they've done this to us, they stole all our resources, they exploited us, and in the actual sense, did they actually do most of these things without our consent? I just feel like they just had a way of meeting our people. So if you look at it from another point of view, you'd actually see that we actually did ourselves in a way. Though they had an influence if they didn't come and all those things. But I don't think it is possible we would live in different worlds forever.
And sorry, can I add something? I really feel like, I strongly feel like, as she said, so at that point, everything anybody did to us, they did with our own permissions. Now, we're talking about slave trade. Oh, they cut it away 10,000. I remember the first time someone taught me about this. The lecturer was so emotional, he almost started crying. And I remember feeling, oh my God, these people can never have a good intention for black people. And I realized it's affecting the way I saw that people that were white. I'm like, why? Like, that means you would never, like, they would never have a good intention for me, for my nation or everything. But in the 15th century, Europeans first interacted with the Edo people, the Benin people, you know. And before these people even came, we were actively engaging in slave trade as Africans. The North Africans were engaging with the West Africans. They were first trading in silk, spices, before they started trading in human beings. You understand? So why are we acting like this thing was not on a global scale? Our leaders were effectively gaining from these mechanisms. And then we say Black Lives Matter. They matter. Oh, Black Lives Matter. White people should know that Black Lives Matter. Hello, do Black people know that Black Lives Matter? Actually. Let's ask ourselves that question first. Let's bring the blame game here before we start pointing fingers. You know, they didn't do anything to us without our permission, and they are still not doing anything to us without our permission. Look at Congo, all these war-torn countries. The people come there, they take their diamonds, the people wear blood diamonds, and they literally still complain about things. But those places where they are collecting those things from, the governments know about it. They are making cheap change, and so they will put it behind their backs, and people will be suffering, people will be in penury. That's how Africa is. Let's be honest to ourselves. That's how we have always been, especially Nigeria. We like the cheap things. We'll collect and put it behind us and be blaming the government and say, oh, because these white people did this to us. Oh, these people, they came, they collected Queen Idia's head. Let them bring back the money. We'll use it to pay debts. Wow, are we acting cartoon? You know that can never happen. It's not possible. Wake up to the reality.
Yeah, just to add to the whole conversation with Nigeria, because this we are celebrating 62 or 63 years.
I stopped with the count after the
64th year of independence, and we are still blaming these guys that left us 64 years ago. And now, when these guys came to do whatever they did to us, the coup that happened, were they here? We're the one that caused our problems to ourselves. But when it's very easy for you to blame somebody when you fall down. Oh, why did you fall down? Oh, because this person pushed me, or because there was a banana peel on the floor. But why did you say, oh, it was because I was not looking, or I didn't see what was on the floor? We are the last person to blame, but we blame other people for our issues.
So before we ask the next question, I just want to add that this idea of Black or the African community or Nigeria, because that's my country, and victimization is not only in the aspect of politics, right? In our social lives and what we consider to be the Nigerian culture, there is a lot of victimization. So let me paint scenarios. You know, recently you'd see this upsurge of, okay, people went out, they hooked up, right? And then tomorrow morning you hear that this lady has accused this man of rape. She knows that when she calls on modern feminists, which I'd like to call extremists, they will jump on the man. You know, there have been cases of men that have committed suicide because of this, and nobody is even listening to them. Everybody's nah. You want to just tear this man apart, and we forget that where there are no strong men, there are no strong communities. There need to be strong women. There also need to be strong men. So now in that area we drag men, because we know that once you say sexual abuse, everybody's ears are heightened. Also, I heard this story of this man. He cheated on his wife during Holy Ghost service, which is not an excusable thing to do. So he cheated with his students. He was a postgraduate lecturer with a postgraduate student, and then the lady, she didn't get the marks she wanted to get. Then she said, he raped me and everything. And everybody was dragging the man. Eventually, the school found out that he wasn't rape, right? It was just a normal consensual relationship between two people. But the man was sacked because lecturers are not supposed to have such relationships with students. And then this girl went to Twitter and she started crying, And before you know, we have this cancel culture as Nigerians. Everybody will just unfollow this man, unfollow the man. Nobody wants to hear his side of the story. That's one thing we do. And again, in our music, we've glorified music that does not only denigrate our lives as Africans, as Nigerians. We talk about people's bodies, women's bodies anyhow. We show people naked on screen. When we watch music videos, we watch soft porn. And then you're crying out that your music producer or the music artist you were working with is abusing you. Give it any beautiful name you want to call it. Call yourself a dance vixen. You'll be eaten. Because vixens are foxes, like they're actually female foxes in the real sense. You can't expect that you put yourself out in a certain light and members of the world, Nigeria, or even members of your family, or people close to you, or people you work for, won't treat you anyhow. And then you come on air and you start crying. That's also a form of victimization. But these are things we really do not want to talk about because we just don't want to talk about them. So yeah.
Thank you very much. And she mentioned something about culture, Nigerian culture and everything. And I want to bring out a question from there. So I saw this trend one time it's a very happening trend, whereby if a white person makes hair with attachments or braids her hair, the whole black community, now not even Africans, so the whole black community will pounce on that girl and be like,
why did you get braids?
I mean, I thought this is like the era of globalization where we are all trying to, adopt everybody's culture, learn one or two things. If we travel out and we, wear people's clothes, different cultures and everything, they would not say that, you have come to take our life, our identity away from us. But let it just be a white person, Asian, anything, as long as you're not black, all of a sudden you're trying to steal their identity. Now, what do you think about this piece? Because, like I said, we are supposed to be in the era of globalization, where people are trying, to what extent should we keep on playing this whole victimhood and everything?
Okay, so I remember there was one time as a student, I think I was in secondary school. Was it secondary school? I don't even know, but I was a student. And the way they painted the idea of colonialism to me, God knows, I won't even lie, as at that time, I detested white people. Because I was like, anything they had, they made this notion, they gave us this thinking that anything they had, we built them. That is, they got from us, refined it and everything. So I was like, okay, these people, I don't think they would have gotten to this place without the African continent. I don't think that was just the picture. Though this might be true in a way, but I don't think it is right, because of the picture that was painted in my head was what influenced the way I thought about them. So I think this should be a form of, will I say, enlightenment. Let people know that in as much as these people came to do all of these things, we can't still keep on relying on the things they did, pointing fingers at them. We can't just keep on doing that. They have done it and they have gone, though they have not gone completely, but at least the stronghold they used to have during colonialism has reduced in a way. Let us stop teaching colonialism as something that these people did and we can never recover from it. I think that will make people think a different way and know that if you can tell a white person why is she making braids, then why am I wearing English wears? That is just it. Let's think of it like that. At least our own traditional way. Why don't we wear it? Why do we wear, if we are going for a job interview, why do we wear shirt and skirts? So if we cannot answer that question, I think we should not actually point fingers at people that are doing braids, because the world is evolving and revolving, and everything everybody does is everybody's business in a way.
We've talked about
Globalization,
life lessons. So Nigerians, Africans, Nigerians in particular, it's our 64th year of independence. 64th year of independence. Can we leave colonialism alone and start thinking on how to get a change? They've done it. We've accepted that they've done it. Please, let's start brainstorming on how to bring about change and stop living in the past. Now, we learn history because we use the past to construct what?
Future.
So that is it.
I think for me, I have a lot of things to say that I want to leave with my audience. So in my department, there's something we used to do: social, economic, and what?
Political.
So I'll break my own into this ones. In the social life or social aspects, is we should learn to stop promoting things that denigrate our culture as Nigerians. If we know we truly want, yes, and Nigerians and Africans at large, if we know we truly want an identity for ourselves, we should be able to create it. Now, I'm not talking about adopting our Fuji music and Afrobeats. It's completely different from what used to be. Afrobeats then had beautiful dresses and everything, people dancing beautifully. But why am I seeing your butt cheeks like in this video? Or why am I seeing you twerking naked? That makes no sense, actually. And again, this culture of cancelling people and just picking on a particular gender and deciding to shoot them down because women have been, what's the word they use again? Nobody's discriminating you much just because you can't afford a wig. Then in the economic aspect, I think that for us to grow as Nigerians, we have to remove this mentality of whatever we produce in Nigeria is bad. And this is it's not a short-term goal, because we have to put our fingers together. We have to be able to have this national morale that whenever we produce something, it's safest enough for us to eat it. But I don't blame Nigerians for not trusting whatever. There was a time there was plastic rice. I won't go chop plastic rice. Yeah. It will take us time, but we should learn to do it. Then politically, my dear governors and President Tinubu, if you're ever watching this,
I know you would watch it.
Please, whatever we cannot do here, we don't need to go and do it there. Why do we have to go and have discussions in Chatham House? Can't Chatham House come here? Why is that every time we have a new president is elected or we have African development programs, we do it in America? Does that make any sense? Bring it down home, my guys. And then it's Nigeria, it's Africa. There's no need for, if we adopt closed border policies, so many things are going to go better. If we love, oh my God, there's a lot to say. Maybe next time,
politically, youth, please stop having the mindset to go and steal money when you become politicians.
Yes.
Period. And finally, Gen Z and the subsequent generations to come. Please, we are not our mothers, we are not our fathers. We are way learned than they are. So all this whole, because they did this to, it's not your business. It is our time now. Yeah, we are educated. That's why we are learning history and international relations. We know better. We are seeing better. So let's do better. Thank you very much.
And please, there's nothing, so you are not a special snowflake and the world does not revolve around you because you're in Gen Z. Hard work pays. The Bible says the way to the heaven is very tight, and you will struggle for it. You know, oh, purr, I can't purr. It does not work. You need it, like you work for it. Okay, there's no, I can't do this. It's not for me. I'm not cut out for. What are you cut out for? If we are not careful, these people, our president, when we are 30, when we are 40, our president will be 125-year-old, because nobody is going to listen to. They turned it to maybe you have United Nations meeting. I can't do this no more. Tell my president I'm quitting. Nobody's going to answer all that. You understand? So nothing so special about it.
Thank you very much, guys.
The Africa we want is the Africa we would work for.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share to your friends. See you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.